right, race fans. Welcome to TurnLeftTV. Are you ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans. Welcome to Memphis Raceway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Memphis Raceway tonight for 135 laps. It's race number 6 of the season, and it's a short track. Going to be some tight racing side by side. A lot of laps tonight. 135 laps to determine the winner. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. We're doing some country music tonight, some blues music, whatever we got going on there in Memphis, Tennessee. It's race number 6. It's Memphis Raceway, 135 laps. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. A good one here for you tonight, man. Memphis is a fun one, and thanks to Paulo for getting this track out here for us to race. That's always a plus. Have these new tracks or more tracks in this sim. We've got a good one here for you tonight, man. Memphis is a fun track. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. Round number 6 tonight here on December the 6th. Appreciate you coming in here tonight and joining us. And we are in the practice session right now, about 7.5 minutes left to go in practice. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. How about hosting your website or your online store? Some VPS hosting and shared web hosting also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our service here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget to join us there. Got a quick link to our Discord server. We're really do most of our business there, but point standings, all that jazz, all available through HighOctaneRacing.net. Take a look at the schedule here in the Buschwackers Series. Of course, we're in the back half of the season here tonight at Memphis. 135 laps tonight, and then next week we'll be at North Wilkesboro. Another great short track. Look at that short track, heavy back half of the season, man. Memphis, North Wilkesboro, and then Toledo on December the 20th. And then a special event on December the 27th, Frosty 200. Yeah, the Frosty 200, our annual Christmas event. We'll have some prize giveaways there on December the 27th for the drivers that are members here at High Octane Racing League. And California finishing out the season on January the 3rd, 2025. Man, how in the world is it 2025? So a great back half of the season, and Memphis kicking it off for us here tonight. Paulo joining us in the chat session. Man, I'm glad I gave him a compliment there right at the right time. Good to see Paulo out. Cha-Cha, all his work that he's doing, man, on all kinds of stuff here that we're definitely interested in. Ovals, maybe a new version of this mod. I'm hearing it, baby. Getting all the tea. All the tea. More racing headed your way this weekend. We'll be at North Wilkesboro tomorrow. And, race number 6 of the season. And that's December the 7th. 150 laps in North Wilkesboro, the Saturday Night Thunder. The Cup Series starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, December the 7th. Got 4.5 minutes left to go. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and get that algorithm talking there, and subscribe if you haven't done so, and smash that bell. You get updates when races are going live. You're more than welcome to share my videos on any social media platform that allows you to share YouTube videos. You're more than welcome to share mine. Come on out, let some people know that you're friends there, and let them know what we got going on here at TurnLeftTV and High Octane Racing League. I appreciate all the support over the years. 888 subscribers, man. Wow. I feel like Aerosmith right now. Riding high, baby. What was I last week? Was I AC/DC or somebody? I can't remember. No, thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate you supporting the channel. I do have some links down in the description of the race. I got a link to my PayPal if you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV. And also got the Elite, the extra, what am I doing, man? My SimLab web link, man. What is going on now? I click on that. I'm an affiliate through them if you'd like to purchase something through them. Christmas right around the corner, man. Buy yourself a Christmas present. Or that loved one who's a sim racer. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the practice session. Let's take a look at the track here at Memphis, formerly located in Millington, Tennessee. And this track is, closed permanently, I guess, unfortunately, but 3/4 of a mile in length, 1.2 kilometers. I don't say really high bank there, kind of a medium bank track. Front stretch banking there at 4 degrees, banking the turns there at 11 degrees, and down the back stretch at 3 degrees of banking. And I would say a little bit of an egg-shaped-ish oval and kind of a semi-tri-oval with that, not so straight front stretch. So a fun track. It's a shame to see this one go in real life. Too bad they don't refurbish some of these and get some back to the old school racing. But Memphis is a lot of fun, and I want to say thanks to Paulo for getting this track out here for us to race too, man. Really has added so much to our sim racing effort here in the stock cars with some of those ovals that he's gotten out here for us to race. Appreciate that, man. High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks. Not an official season. We're doing some fun races here. Last week's winner was Gordon Carter, so he chose this week's track, and it is Texas Motor Speedway, 100-lap race coming up on December the 10th in the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks. We've been starting this half hour earlier. The clock is, or the time there on the banner is wrong. It should be qualifying at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to come out and race with us, you can join our Discord by using that QR code there at the on the right side of the banner. We'd love to have you come out and race with us. Tough Truck's a lot of fun, man. That was a great race. I finished second, and I pushed him to the win, baby. Getting ready to go to the qualification session. Man, is it already quals? Yes, it is. 16 drivers joining us right now. We might have a couple more joining us in the qualification session. So it does look like we are ready to hit quals, baby. How about race 6 on December the 6th? Wow, what a coincidence. These guys are headed to the quals. And track position, pretty important here. It is. It can be a little difficult to pass. You'll see a lot of side-by-side racing, I think, through the corners. Hopefully, everybody exercises a little bit of patience here tonight. So 2 laps. You got 4 laps total. You got the out lap, your 2 qual laps, and an in lap. That's how the qual format works here. Definitely say you want to get a good starting position. Some guys, their strategies trying to linger in the back there and go racing there. Maybe that back half of that back half. Looks like we got Steve Pierce out on the track. His qual laps in. Steve Pierce, one of our Texas drivers, racing in this Captain Morgan Chevy Camaro. Oh, a little bit. I got the auto camera still turned on. Here we go. We missed Steve Pierce there. See, I already messed it up. There we go. Steve Pierce, Captain Morgan sponsor machine. 23.047 for Steve Pierce. Chris Harvey there with a 22.946 down to the top of the grid. Laps go by in a hurry here. Preston Hassel, that Castrol sponsor machine. LaCourcy now to the top of the grid with a 22.255. This would be a lot more interesting if we actually had individual qualifying. It would take forever, but it'd be kind of cool. Alvarez with a 21.941. Franco Alvarez. You see Preston Hassel in his first time lap. 27 car down the backstretch. See a fair amount of bacon there. Sideways getting into the corner. He's driving the wheels off this thing here at the 27. Let's see what this is. 22.220. He's P4 right now. That Dan Richter hit a 65. One of our Indiana drivers. You live in Indiana and you're not a race fan, man. There's something wrong with you, man. Get the crown jewel of motorsports here. 22.447 for Dan Richter. That Boom Boo Rum sponsor machine. How about Ed Palumbo and the Hellman's Mayonnaise, number 54. See where he's going to land. He likes to go out a little bit later, kind of see where he needs to, what he needs to shoot for. Alvarez at the top of the grid. Archer Vieta is P2. Chris Hughes is in for Dan Richter 5th. Sean Jacobs, Dan Richter 4th. Sean Jacobs in the 5th position. 21.941 is the time to beat. How about Emerson Sirkowski coming out here? 22.601 for Ed Palumbo. A little work to do for that Hellman sponsor machine. Take a look at Gilmar Peixoto. A little bit slow there for Gilmar. Sure enough, going on here with Gilmar. A little bit of a connection issue there. I think they might be having some connection issues there with the internet. There's some places in Brazil because Givaldo messaged me earlier and showed me a screenshot of his speed, and he was only getting 1 megabyte. Ooh, look at that. Craig Marizon off the pace. He was only getting 1 meg of download. That is not good. So there's something going on there with their internet service in some of those places in some areas of Brazil. looks like quals are officially over, and it looks like Alvarez is the not officially over there. We got 5 minutes left, but Alvarez is going to end up earning the pole. Definitely Jomar looking a little bit slow here. Not sure what's going on with Jomar. That connection just looked a little strange to me. And it looks like he has dropped off there. So he might have to reconnect. So that we'll give you the official results here in just a moment. And in the meantime, let's get this party started. Okay, welcome back. Race number 6 of the season tonight. In case you're just joining us here, 135 laps here from Memphis International Raceway. The track doesn't really exist anymore. It's being torn down, I should say. They're probably already torn it down, but we got it here in the virtual world. Thank you to Paolo Chachalowski. Convert this track over from RF1, I believe. So it's going to be a fun race here tonight. It's going to be a good turnout. We got technically about 2 minutes left to go in quals, but everybody has qualified. Again, I want to say thank you so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Always looking for those new subscribers, and smash that bell to get updates of when races are going live or when I've uploaded videos here to TurnLeftTV. I really appreciate your support each and every week. I love to see people come in the chat session as well and chat it up. Please support the channel. Share the video with all your friends. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder will be in action tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's race number 6 of the season, and it is North Wilkesboro, 150-lap race. That is a great short track. And I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the boys. And so a little short track, I got my work cut out for me, man. That track's a tough one for me. That's coming up tomorrow in the Cup Series. It's Saturday Night Thunder. We're just about done with the quals. It does look like we are done with the qualification session, and we'll give you the results. If you're just joining us, again, I'm your host, Heath Johnson, here at TurnLeftTV, owner of High Octane Racing League, and this is Memphis tonight, located in a little outside of Memphis, Tennessee, or at least it used to be. 135 laps tonight, 3/4 mile, 1.2 kilometers in length. It's race number 6 of the season, and the quals have officially ended here. So we'll take a look at the results. So Franco Alvarez grabs the pole. Art Vieta starts in the 2nd position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in 3rd. Chris Hughes will start in the 4th position. Dan Richter, 65 car, will start P5. Sean Jacobs starts in the 6th position. Preston Hassel, 7th. Gaston LaCourcie, brand new driver here for us in a 3X tonight, starts in P8. Craig Marazon starts in the 9th position. Gordon Carter starts in P10. Starting in the 11th position is Chris Harvey. Ed Palumbo will start 12th. Dennis Schudertz in the 47 car starts 13th. Eugene Fedorov in the 84. Snow Maiden out here tonight starts in P14. Steve Pierce in the 51 will start in the 15th position. And Gilmar Peixoto rejoining us. Hopefully got a better connection now. We'll start in P16. So these guys now are out for a little bit of warm-up. We're going to take a look at the keys to the race here tonight at Memphis. Manage those tires. It is so easy at tracks like this to overdrive the car when you get into the corners, man. It's going to be some side-by-side racing here tonight. A lot of side-by-side racing here. Like I said, it's easy to overdrive this thing, and you definitely do not want to do that. That is going to be devastating here. Corner transition. So really manage the throttle. I'd say, like, pretend there's an egg underneath that throttle here. Really, really ease into that throttle. So we got to have a little throttle control as well. Make sure you're patient here tonight. Like I said, you can get baited into some really, really hard racing early on too. So you got to just be patient and make good pit stops here tonight. Pit road speed is a little funky here. I think we're looking at somewhere like 37 miles per hour or something like that. So it's a fairly slow pit road speed. So those are my keys to the race here at Memphis, where the racing rocks. And we can take a look at the track here again at Memphis. And I think they've actually torn this track down, but located technically in Millington, Tennessee. And you see it's a little egg-shaped oval and a semi-tri-oval. You see it's a little bit of a D shape there, but 3/4 of a mile in length, 1.2 kilometers. Of course, 4 turns. Banking in the turns at 11 degrees, so a fair amount of banking there. Front stretch at 4 degrees and the back stretch at 3 degrees of banking. And interesting track, man. It's too bad, really, that they've been tearing down some of these tracks. But we get to race it in the virtual world. That's always nice. And that is Memphis International. We go to Sean Jacobs here in the Kubota sponsor machine. Gordon Carter got a big win in the Truck Series on Tuesday night. So maybe he's up for a win here tonight. And that high place moving sponsor machine. See those guys being pretty patient here through the corners here in the practice session. Or excuse me, in the warm-up session. And I'll tell you what, I think that might change once they drop the green flag. We want to take a look at the schedule. And again, we're on the back half of this season with Memphis here tonight. North Wilkesboro, another short track headed your way on December the 13th. And the 20th of December, another short track, man. 3 short tracks in a row. I think these guys had enough at Sonoma, but now they're headed to the short tracks part. Memphis, North Wilkesboro, and then Toledo on December the 20th. And then we got a special event coming up on December the 27th, our annual Christmas event. It's the Frosty 200, an 80-lap race from Daytona International. And the participants in that High Octane Racing League members will be, whoever wins that's going to get a $25 Steam gift card. California Speedway coming up on January the 3rd to finish out the season. And I should mention that the Frosty 200 is a regular points race, too. We do that every year. Last year's Frosty 200 was a blast. And we always do this from Daytona. And that's an 80-lap race coming up on December 27th. Take a look at my side-by-side. Make sure that is working. It looks like it is. That's good news. Guys are jumping out of the car and go to the pits. Preston Hassel, longtime HORL member. Preston and I go back, wow, I'm trying to think, somewhere around maybe 2003, so about a little over 20 years. Preston and I have been members of High Octane Racing League. We've taken some hiatus once in a while, life gets in the way periodically, and we go way back, man. Go way back. Claudio Bardelli Jr. here in the 19. Got Arthur Vieta here tonight too, man. Arthur, he might have a pretty good shot at winning this race. He's always good at these types of tracks. Craig Marizon, of our Michigan drivers, man, they got a ton of snow in Michigan earlier this week. My heavens, man. surprised he's dug out here. I'm surprised he's having internet connection, as much snow as they got up there. He lives over on the pinky side of the glove, if I'm not mistaken. About a minute and a half left to go here in the warm-up session. They want to advertise the special event coming up on December the 27th. And that's an 80-lap race from Daytona International. It's the Frosty 200. Excited about that race, man. And our annual Christmas event, we'll have a $25 Steam gift card for whoever wins that race. And the 2 random drawings for participants, $25 Steam gift cards. So fixed setups. It's a regular season race here in the Buschwackers Series, the Xfinity Series, and should be a fun one. I'm excited about that, man. Coming up just 2 days after Christmas. Should call it the Eggnog 200. All right, it's about that time, isn't it? Whoa, it is about that time. So I'm ready to rock and roll. We've been rocking and rolling since the start, man, for about an hour now. So Memphis tonight. And are you ready? It's a 135-lap race. Warm-up is over, and we're getting ready to get the command to start the engines.
All right, all right, all right. Gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, here we go. It's Memphis, baby. And it is 135 laps tonight. Let's take a look at the starting order. What a weird formation, huh? Franco Alvarez starts in P1. Artur Vieta in the 4-car starts in the 2nd position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts in 3rd. Chris Hughes starts in the 4th position. Starting in 5th will be Dan Richter in the 65 car. Sean Jacobs starts in the 6th position. Starting in 7th will be Preston Hassel. Gaston Lecursi starts in the 8th position. Starting in 9th will be Craig Marizon. Gordon Carter starts in the 10th position. Chris Harvey starts in 11th. Ed Palumbo starts in the 12th position in the 54 car. Starting in 13th will be Dennis Eugene in the 47. Eugene Fedorov starts 14th. Steve Pierce in the 51 starts in P15. Jomar Peixoto starts in P16. We got that out of the system there, the way that they line up. We got to talk to Paulo about that. So Alvarez is our pole setter here in the 83. Want to get a good start here, but be patient, man. You're going to be in some traffic. You're on cold tires. The car can get a little bit loose on you. And you got to sort of temper that aggressiveness here early on. Long way to go here, 135 laps. Pace car is off, and the 83, our points leader here in this series. Franco Alvarez is our pole setter. He's decided to take that outside line.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And we're off. Green flag. As Alvarez takes the green flag, drops down to the bottom immediately as Archivieta tucks in the second position. In third is Claudio Bardelli Jr. down the backstretch into turn 3. Coming off fourth, now through the tri-oval, now entered turn 1. Laps click off in a hurry here. Everybody pretty clean start here so far. Take a look at Ed Palumbo and his Hellman Sponsor machine. Running in the 54 car in the 11th position. Nose to tail right now. Guys are being pretty patient. In kind to one another. Just ahead of him, Gordon Carter and Dennis Yudichin running behind him in the 12th position in the 47 car. Take a look at Steve Pierce in the 51. He's running in the 15th position. Behind him, Gilmar Peixoto looks like he's got his connection figured out. Gilmar way up the track! Gilmar into the wall. Slid up the track there in turn 1 and slammed the wall between turns 1 and 2. 71 car now going to be dealing with a boogered up race car a little bit. Take a look at Chris Hughes, man. Been a while since we've seen old Chris Hughes. He's running in the 4th position. Oh, and he gets into the wall. Boom Boom Rum sponsor number 65 follows him on that outside. And both those guys making contact with the wall. Like I said, you got to be patient here through those corners. Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in the 3rd position. Sober Tom sponsor number 19 car. Behind him is Chris Hughes in P4. Dan Richter in the 5th position. And I'll tell you what, Archivieta is not letting Franco Alvarez get away. On board here with Archivieta. Vieta came in here early tonight. He likes this track. Oh, he is way up the track there. Might have scraped the outside wall. Coming off turn 2. Take a look at Preston Hassel. Running in the 6th position. We got a good battle there behind, and that is Sean Jacobs and Gaston LaCourcy side by side. LaCourcy to the inside. Sean Jacobs in the Kubota sponsor machine. He's trying to fight back. Whoa, he does a good job there using the outside line. LaCourcy's got that spot in the 3X though. With Gaston LaCourcy moving up. Now up to P7. Sean Jacobs in the 8th position. Craig Marazon behind as well. And we're starting to get some battling here. Chris Harvey and Dennis Yudichin side by side. This is for the 12th position. Dennis Yudichin pinching him down a little bit. Chris Harvey in his 7X machine. Oh, man. Both those guys making hard contact.
Yellow.
And we got a spin. And Yudichin coming around. Wow, man, that got aggressive there. Got aggressive as Yudichin and Harvey were battling for position. Take a look at there. There's some contact there. We'll take a look. Yudichin in the 47. You see pinching down a little bit on the 7X car. And then there's contact here from behind. It looks like maybe more hard racing right there. And then he's going to get into the outside wall. See, just a horrible angle coming off both those guys, really. And then hard into the wall. And it comes back across traffic. And Fedorov had nowhere to go. Eugene Fedorov had absolutely nowhere to go on that one. On board here with Eugene. So on board with Eugene Fedorov in that battle, the 7X and the 47. Fedorov down to the inside, and then, he comes across, and he has a good run, and, just nowhere to go on that one. So, Yudichin had gotten into the wall. Get another look at it. Into the outside wall, comes across the track, and Fedorov had nowhere to go, makes contact with him, and Yudichin into the inside wall. Our first caution flag here. Didn't take us long, did it? These guys were getting aggressive. It looks like Steve Pierce has elected to stay out here and get some laps led. Looks like Eugene Fedorov now the race leader, although I would suggest he's probably going to come down pit lane and get some service done to that machine. He's going to have some front end damage there. And once he dives down pit lane, that will give Alvarez the race lead. So it looks like Yudichin is on pit lane. Steve Pierce also on pit lane. Yudichin will start at the end of the longest line. Steve Pierce on pit lane. Take a look at Steve Pierce. I think Fedorov's probably going to come down pit lane too. Right now shown as the race leader. And Steve Pierce now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. So it does look like Fedorov is peeling off the track to come down pit lane. That's going to give the race lead back to Franco Alvarez. Be patient a little bit, man. It is a little bit harder to pass here at Memphis than what you may think. A couple lines that work pretty well, and you run out of room coming off the corners. All right, looks like Bardelli Jr. up to P2 is going to start on the outside line. Vietta's in third. Dan Richter in his 65 will start in the fourth position. Preston Hassel up to fifth, and Chris Hughes will start in P6.
Green flag, go, go,
We're
go.
back to green. Let's see how patient these guys are. Looks like they're already 3 wide. Steve Pierce way up the track, stays out of the wall. That's good. And now nose to tail there in about the top 5. Artur Vieta running in P3. He sees out of the front that Sober Tom sponsored Ford. And that is Claudio Bardelli Jr. Alvarez, Bardelli, Vieta. How about these South American drivers, man? They just eat, sleep, and drink racing. Preston Hassel in P4, and Dan Richter in the 5th position. See Gordon Carter in the 56. Just behind him is Chris Hughes. So Gordon Carter got a good jump there on that restart. Got around Chris Hughes. Gordon Carter, take a look at the pass that he makes on Chris Hughes on this restart. He's down on the bottom line. Chris Hughes on the outside line, and Gordon Carter going to pick up a position. Chris Hughes was able to protect that spot there between between Gordon Carter and Ed Palumbo, and holds on. Gilmar Peixoto in a 71 picks that sponsor machine, battling Sean Jacobs. Jacobs in a 24, going to let that 71 car have it. 71, still battling here. Jacobs using the outside line, a little streak there. And Peixoto going down to the bottom. Might have some scrub off, some speed coming off, but no, he maintains that spot. So Gilmar Peixoto now picking up the 11th spot. Chris Harvey in that 7X machine. One of our new drivers battling the 24. Chris Harvey getting around Sean Jacobs. Chris Harvey making some moves. He's now battling Peixoto. Chris Harvey feeling frisky now. Oh, and there's contact. Harvey drifted up the track, losing it. Oh, boy, man, did they keep it straight. They did. But he definitely got into Peixoto. Chris Harvey and Gilmar Peixoto making contact. Let's take a look at that replay. Harvey got around Sean Jacobs. He goes down to the bottom. Peixoto's kind of in the middle of the track right there, and Chris Harvey drifting up the track gets into the 71, and the 71 hard contact. Sean Jacobs going to use that. Oh, man, the 84 got on the brakes, got out of the throttle, and got on the brakes to keep from getting into the 71. Wow. Things happen in a hurry here at Memphis. 83 has not been able to run away from Claudio Bardelli Jr., although he's opened up about a 0.4 of a second gap, almost 0.5 now, between he and Bardelli Jr. Gaston LaCourcie and Ed Palumbo here having a battle. Gaston LaCourcie in the 3X car down to the inside. And I'll tell you what, he is one of our new drivers, and he has really shown a lot of racing savvy. A lot of high racing IQ. And it looks like the 3X going to pull off that pass. Take a look at Craig Marizon in the 60 car Magpul Dynamic sponsor machine, running in the 9th spot, trying to close in on P10 or P8, and that is Gaston LaCourcie in the 3X. Gaston LaCourcie, as I was mentioned, really shown right off the bat that he can absolutely race. He's been a really solid new driver here for us. We're excited to see what the future holds here for Gaston. Craig Marizon now and Ed Palumbo here battling it out, and this is a little bit earlier. Take a look at that pass as the 60 car getting around that Hellman sponsor machine. Ed Palumbo now back to P10. Chris Harvey and Gilmar Peixoto. Harvey in this 7X car getting by Peixoto. Peixoto got a boogered up car. No doubt he's gotten into the wall in that 71. Good to see Gilmar back out with us. He was having some computer issues, and great to see Gilmar back out. Franco Alvarez is the leader. 1, 2, 3. Hasn't changed. Alvarez, Bardelli, and Vieta. Preston Hassel running in the 4th position. Good run here for Preston Hassel in his set 27 car. What we've been seeing lately, though, I will say, is that the tires seem to fall off a little bit earlier here for Preston. And sometimes he gets himself caught up in somebody else's racing deal. But here, the Castrol sponsor machine, he's got his work cut out for him, though, as Dan Richter right there. Gordon Carter also looking to make a pass. Chris Hughes in this mix as well. A couple Fords, a couple Chevys. As you see the 65 car starting to peek around here, trying to figure out where he's going to be able to make a pass on board here with Dan Richter running in the 5th position. way out of the throttle, being patient. This guy's great on that outside line as well. So if you start seeing some guys move up the track and work that outside line, you got to really think that he's going to have an advantage. Gordon Carter just behind in that 56 car. Gordon Carter now putting a little pressure on to 65. Hey, it's a palindrome right there. 65 and 56. That's a palindrome. Done that in a while. 7 car Chris Hughes sneaking around here as well. One of our East Coast drivers. He lives in that Connecticut area, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. Look at this battle here. Archer Vieira on the bottom side. Claudio Bardelli Jr. on the outside line. That Sobertime sponsor machine now falling back to the 3rd position as Archer Vieira now moves up to P2. Setting his sights now on Franco Alvarez. How many times have we seen Archer Vieira and Franco Alvarez battling for position? So Vieira lying in wait. Gets around Claudio Bardelli Jr. Bardelli now back to the 3rd position. Take a look at Sean Jacobs here at the 24, closing in on Ed Palumbo. Good battle here. A couple old guard HORL drivers. Behind them is Dennis Uderchin. Uderchin running in the 12th position. Sean Jacobs in P11. Palumbo rounding out the top 10 in that 54 car. Eugene Fedorov here running in the 13th position. Oh, man, we owe Eugene a debt of gratitude, man. He was going to go to bed. He sent me a message on Discord, said I was just too tired, and I bullied him a little bit, and now he's out here racing with us, huh? Who needs sleep, man? 84, got some new paint schemes in for him, and it looks great. Good to see the 84 out on the track. One of our great Russian drivers. Chris Hughes and Gordon Carter. Man, we saw Chris Hughes closing in on Carter. Now Chris Hughes to the bottom side through the front stretch across the start-finish line, entering turn 1. Chris Hughes going to pick up that spot. Gordon Carter now tucks in the 7th position as Chris Hughes picks up P6. Gaston LaCourcie in this mix as well. He's closing in. He and Marizon starting to close in on that crew. Things starting to tighten up front here. I'd say about mid-pack. Preston Hassel leading this charge of this crew here. And just behind him is that Boom Boo Rum-sponsored Ford. So a couple Fords getting after it. That battle is heating up. My gosh, man. Lap traffic there. Chris Harvey on the outside line is those giving those guys a lot of room. Boy, he does a great job of keeping it out of the wall. And right there, that shows the racing savvy that Chris Harvey has. He realizes, he's very track aware. He realizes those cars are coming around, and he gave them room. And I'll tell you what, that type of behavior right there will be repaid in kind when the situation is reversed. There is no doubt on that. And Gaston LaCourcie now battling, and he gets around Craig Marizon. Gaston LaCourcie now picking up a spot. Back up to the 8th position as Marizon made him earn it. And let's take a look at that battle there as Marizon on the outside, Gaston LaCourcie on the inside. Marizon says, hey, I'm holding on to that spot. And LaCourcie using the inside. A little bit of a slide job there. That is close. Oh, he might have made some contact with the 3X. Just to let him know he was there. Well, he didn't like that slide job. Let's take a look here. On board, this is a little bit of a replay as Marizon goes to the high side. Gaston LaCourcie throws that car on the inside line. Marizon gets a good run, and watch this. Going to be a little bit of contact, I think, and back into that 3X car. Right there, a little bit of contact, I believe. Just a friendly little nudge. And now we're going back to live here, and it looks like Marizon says, I'm ready to get that spot back. The 60 car to the inside. Magpul Dynamics Camaro battling LaCourcie. Great battle here. And Marizon reclaiming that spot for now. Back up to the 8th position. LaCourcie falling back to 9th. And the 83 of Franco Alvarez has company, and that is the 4 car. Half a second separate the two of those guys, and Vieira has slowly reeled Franco Alvarez in. And I knew something was up tonight, man. When I saw Vieira come in here early, I knew he liked this track. So he is closed in on Alvarez. About 0.5 of a second, but half a second separate the two of these guys. Craig Marizon continuing to make some moves here. Look at this, 3 wide as Gilmar Peixoto on the inside line. Lap down car. And Gordon Carter on the outside as the 60 of Craig Marizon picking up that spot. Gordon Carter in the 56 car now falling back as it looks like maybe Gaston LaCourcie's got his number. I think here going back to live is Gaston LaCourcie to the inside. Great battling here. How about some clean racing, huh? Who ordered that tonight? Gaston LaCourcie up to P8. Gordon Carter back to the 9th position. So the 83 has been able to extend that lead about 0.2, up to almost now 0.8 or so. Well, it's a drop back down, but anywhere from about 5 to 0.8 separating those guys. And we got a good battle here. The 5th place position, the 65 and the 7. Chris Hughes on the outside line in that 7 car. And Craig Marizon in this mix as well. Some great 3-way battle here. As Dan Richter gets by, Chris Hughes now has his hands full with Craig Marizon. Chris Hughes on the outside. Talking about some clean racers right here. Dan Richter, Chris Hughes. Oh, way up the track. A little bit of contact there for the 7th car. Little bit of contact as Marizon picks up P6. And Chris Hughes made contact. As Marizon was pulling off that pass, we'll take a look. Chris Hughes, you're going to see him coming off the corner, and he's going to get into this outside wall. Well, maybe. Right there. We'll get it. Here we go. Chris Hughes in the 7 car. He's just going to run out of room here coming off. And he makes a little bit of light contact. Not too bad. Scraping a little paint off that on shape. Number 7. Four cars a lap down. Fedorov now a lap down in that 13th position. Bardelli Jr. running in the 3rd position, coming around there. And you see a good battle there for P4. Dan Richter and Craig Marizon starting to heat up. Take a look at Dan Richter in the 65, the 27. Preston Hassel, he's been pretty solid here all night. He right now running in the 4th position. In 5th is Dan Richter in the Boom Boo Rum spots and machine. Got a little Purdue colors on that as well. Chris Harvey in the 7X car. So I think we have Gilmar Peixoto on pit lane right now. As Harvey now picking up a position. Pierce picking up a position, I should say. As it does look like Gilmar Peixoto is making a pit stop here. And maybe that might be a sign for some of these guys that they're going to be coming down pit lane here pretty soon. Take a look at Peixoto in the 71 car. Here on lap 56. One caution flag early on. Since then, been green flag, and it looks like Peixoto's finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Using that apron all the way around, or the access road, and way to the outside. He gets into the outside. Whoa, whoa, trying to stay out of everybody's way. Holy smokes. What a mirror drive in there. In the 71, he's going to have some trouble. Looks like he got into the wall. Holy smokes. These guys did a good job of staying out. Keep from getting into him, staying out of the way. Making some adjustments. Steve Pierce on pit lane, 51 car. Looks like he's finishing up his pit stop. Steve Pierce now looks like actually coming down pit lane in the 51 car. 65 car is on pit lane. Dan Richter in the 65 making a pit stop. So I think we're going to have the rest of these guys follow suit here in quick order. So Dan Richter in the 65 is on pit lane. I'm not sure what's going on here with that glare on the window, but looks like they've fixed that. So Richter now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out here on lap 60, now in the 13th position. Chris Harvey's on pit lane. And Alvarez now rolling up on some lap traffic. This could be a little dicey. As Harvey is on pit lane, taking some service here in the 7X car. Looks like Gaston LaCourcie is making a pit stop. And I think the race leader's coming down pit lane as well, and that's Franco Alvarez. So Alvarez in the 83 signaling that he's going to be coming down pit lane, on board here with Alvarez. Down the backstretch, you see the access road right here. He's trying to get every split second he can, and really that timing line comes up fast. Alvarez on pit lane. Bardelli Jr. will be our race leader. Archivieta is on pit lane. Bardelli Jr. is the leader. Preston Hassel closed it in, however. So Bardelli Jr. has really fallen off in this long run. The back half of this run has not been, I think, what he's wanted to see. And he's gotten reeled in here by Preston Hassel and Craig Marizon. And the 27 is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane, I believe. So Preston Hassel signaling that he plans on making a pit stop. And it looks like Bardelli Jr. going to fall in line as well. And that's going to give the race lead to Craig Marizon. So Bardelli Jr., Preston Hassel on pit lane. As Marizon, our leader. Maybe thinking about some pit strategy here. Stretching it out as long as he can. Bardelli Jr. giving up P2 or P1 to come down pit lane. It looks like Preston Hassel also on pit lane. Craig Marizon now coming down pit lane. So the 60 car on pit lane, giving up the race lead. And I think Dennis Udichin may assume the race lead here, as you see Bardelli Jr. finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. So Dennis Udichin in the 47 car, our race leader. He makes a little contact. I think he's probably going to come down pit lane right there. Makes a little last second contact. Said, hey, might as well. We're going to fix it. And I think when it's all said and done, the race lead will go back to Franco Alvarez. Like Eugene Fedorov is on pit lane. He's finishing up his pit stop, I believe, coming back out on track. The 84 car. Now in P13. Alvarez, after pit stops, reclaiming the race lead. He has got a 4-second lead over Artur Vieira. And you see, looks like Chris Harvey is smoking, I believe. That engine was hot, and I think he's going to have to come back down pit lane. Chris Harvey now back onto pit lane, and that car looked like it was overheating. I saw some smoke coming out of that, but it looks like Harvey's on pit lane. Wow. Not the night that I think Chris Harvey wanted to have. He was having a pretty good night, but he had some damage he had to have repaired. He was on pit lane for quite a long time, and now back onto pit lane. Franco Alvarez now rolling up on Eugene Fedorov, putting Eugene Fedorov a second lap down. Fedorov running in the 12th position. Last car right now on the lead lap is Chris Hughes. He's the first car 1 lap down in the 7 car. So he's in the lucky dog position if there is a caution flag. Preston Hassel in danger. Going a lap down. He's battling Lecursi. And he gets around Gaston Lecursi. A good battle there between Preston Hassel and Gaston Lecursi. As we'll take a look at that replay of that pass. And Preston Hassel diving down to the inside. Lecursi giving him a lot of room. Good racing there. And the 27 Castrol sponsor machine, he had to earn it, but he got around Lecursi. Now picking up the 5th position. Lecursi back to P6. It's Franco Alvarez now rolling in on P6 in this 83 car. So Alvarez had a great pit stop. Now closing in here on Gaston Lecursi, and he's not going to waste much time, I don't think. Lecursi stays on the inside, and Franco's going to use this outside line, I believe, to try to make a pass on these fresher tires. Franco Alvarez now working the outside line. Got to be really careful up on that outside line. Lecursi slamming the door. He wants to stay on the lead lap. Got to wonder how long Franco Alvarez is going to put up with that before he gives him the chrome horn. And Alvarez dives down to the inside, takes that inside line away, and now picks up that spot. Look at that battle there. Lecursi and looks like Lecursi and Chris Hughes. Actually, that's Marizan. Marizan is 2 laps down. Must have got caught. He's now trying to maybe unlap himself the old-fashioned way. Got a little work to do. Alvarez, the leader. It's a 4.8 second lead over Vieira. Richter running in the 3rd position. Bardelli Jr. 4th. Preston Hassel is in 5th. 76 laps in. A lot of work at this track. We've had 1 caution flag early on, about lap 10. We'll take a look at P2, and that is the 4 of Artur Vieira. Now about 5 seconds down, a little over 5 seconds down to the race leader. Dan Ricker having a good night here, running in the 3rd position. That 65 car, one of our Indiana drivers. And I'll tell you what, man, if you grow up in Indiana, you know about racing, right? I mean, the crown jewel of motorsports, right there about 40 miles away from us. He lives just north of me, not too far away. I mean, maybe about 20-minute drive or so. Purdue University student. Nursing, I believe, if I remember right. Steve Pierce retired his machine, so what a shame there for Steve. Looks like he's going to finish in the 15th position. Jomar Peixoto's had a pretty tough night here. He's running 4 laps down. Net 71. He had some damage early on. It looked like he was having some connection issues in the warm-up session. We're just glad to see old Jomar back out here with us in that PixBet sponsor machine. Another one of those great Franco Alvarez paint schemes. Bardelli Jr. had a pretty good run there early on. He's starting to close in on Dan Richter. Those guys had a pretty good battle as Bardelli Jr. sort of got reeled in by the 65 car in that first run. And now he is repaying the favor, and he gets by to 65. So Bardelli Jr. now up to the 3rd position as he got by Dan Richter. Good clean pass there by those guys. Take a look at that replay as these guys showing us how to race side by side. As Bardelli Jr. using the inside line, Richter using that outside line, staying up there on the outside, not squeezing down, not overdriving it, getting into the outside wall. And he realized that Bardelli Jr. was faster, and he let him go. And that's the type of thing right there that's going to turn around and be repaid someday. These guys build a little bit of a rapport, and they got a good memory. Take a look at Preston Hassel as we go back live in his 27 car. He is trying to stay on the lead lap as Franco Alvarez closing in. And Preston Hassel wants to stay on the lead lap. I mean, that's fair game. Marizon in this mix as well. Now, Marizon is in the 12th position. So we got a gaggle of cars here in front of our race leader, Franco Alvarez. Alvarez gotten around Marizon. Oh, and there's contact. There was contact between Udichin and Marizon. Marizon off the pace. He might have hit that inside wall. As Alvarez had worked his way through, we'll take a look here as Marizon's on the inside. Alvarez had worked his way through. Marizon on the inside, and oh man, at 47 gets into Marizon and hard into the inside wall. Craig Marizon hard into that inside wall. We're on board here with him with another replay. And you see coming off the turn, oh man, I think Udichin might have hit the wall. He might have hit the outside wall. Kind of take a look at a slow-mo here. As we're taking a look at Marizon in his 60 car. And Udichin, no, it doesn't look like he made contact with the wall. It looked like he just slowed up and then turned down. Maybe he was going to try to slip in behind the 83, and he got into the 60 car. On board here with Dennis Udichin. Take a look. Again with Udichin on board here with him, as it looked like he was just, he didn't really deliberately turn down, but he maybe trying to stay out of the wall. That was probably the biggest issue there. So he's on the outside here of the 83 as the 83 works his way through, and maybe just trying to stay off that wall, and there was contact between he and Marizon. Chris Harvey has retired his machine. Something happened to Harvey. He had some trouble early on. Remember, he was on pit lane for quite a long time and getting repairs done and fell behind quite a few laps. And he's going to finish in the 16th position. Rico Alvarez has extended that lead to about 6.5 seconds. Martin Vieira running into about 7 seconds now, running in the second position. Bardelli Jr. in third, Richter in the fourth position. Preston Hassel rounding out the top 5. 93 laps in. One caution flag here tonight. This battle again, Chris Hughes and Dennis Udichin. Remember, Craig Marizon and Dennis Udichin. Remember, Udichin and Marizon got together early on, earlier here a few laps ago, and the 60 went down to the inside, made some contact with the inside wall, and now has recovered and gotten around the 47 car. So Marizon picking up P11, Udichin back to P12. Take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27. Good run here for him. Good top 5 run for the Castrol Edge Ford Mustang. 2 cars out of the race. Pierce and Harvey both out of the race. As we see Preston Hassel here looking for a good top 5 run. You see Preston out here tonight. Man, they had a big snowstorm. Server was out for a little while, and good to see him digging himself out. Chris Hughes running in the 6th position in his 7 car. Talked to him a little bit earlier, and he's a teacher like I am. He teaches science, and I was like, are you ready? And he says, I'm ready, man. I'm ready for a break. Doing some filming of some sports events as well, live streaming. Plate is full for the 7 car, the driver of the 7 car. And I can speak from experience. I know how worn out we are and ready for the break. We are absolutely exhausted as teachers, man. Believe me, it is not an easy profession. Gaston LaCourcy here running in the 7th position. One of our new drivers. This is why he's in the X paint scheme, a 3X paint scheme, and he has shown a lot of talent, man. High racing IQ. It showed right off the bat. This guy's out here mixing it up tonight in the Buschwackers Series. Dan Richter on the something's happened to Bardelli Jr. Bardelli Jr. on pit lane. There you go. That's what's happened. He's given up the race or given up position. Looks like he gave up 2nd position to come down pit lane. So now, 3rd position, and now it looks like Preston Hassel is in P3. Arthur Vieira is also on pit lane. So portrait of things to come, maybe, as Alvarez is probably going to have to come back down pit lane as well. Who knows, man? This thing could change in an instant. So the 4 car on pit lane. So pit stops underway. As we go back to live, Vieira, Richter, and Hughes on pit lane. Bardelli Jr.'s finished up his pit stop. Vieira is on pit lane. Now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track here on lap 101. And Alvarez, now that tells me this guy's going to have to come back down pit lane. Those guys may be playing a little bit of cat and mouse with the early pit stop. Green flag pit stops. Peixoto on pit lane. Preston Hassel is on pit lane. Alvarez still out there. Preston Hassel in the 27 is on pit lane. Preston Hassel going to give up this 5th position, I believe, and to take some service. And it looks like the Franco Alvarez is coming down pit lane. So our race leader, see Preston Hassel finishing up his pit stop. So the race leader, Franco Alvarez, here on lap 103 on pit lane. This is going to be interesting. This could be a big one. If he gets caught speeding, it's going to be a big, big deal. Gordon Carter, haven't checked on him in a while. He is finishing up his pit stop here in the 56 car, currently running in the 12th position. Ed Palumbo came down pit lane and got caught speeding. Ed Palumbo gets caught speeding and now has to come back down and do a drive-through. What a tough break there for Ed Palumbo in the 54 car. His pit crew is livid with him. Alvarez finished up his pit stop, now back out on track. He's got to 9.7 second lead. I mean, this guy just does not make mistakes. Ed Palumbo on pit lane, and man, what a tough break there for the 54 car. Maybe thinking big picture there. Get some points. Might gain a couple positions, but Ed Palumbo, he and Gaston LaCourcie are battling off pit lane. Gaston LaCourcie going to tuck in there ahead of Ed Palumbo. Wow. Green flag pit stop. Some shaking up of the positions. Alvarez now just has to worry about some lap traffic. Archivieta in second. Bardelli Jr. in third. Uterchin in the fourth position. And Dan Richter in P5. So a lot of switch of positions here as these guys figured it out on pit lane. Look at this, Chris Hughes trying to get around the lap car of Gilmar Peixoto. Peixoto on the outside is Chris Hughes running in the sixth position. Good run here for Chris Hughes tonight. Dan Richter in the 65. Dennis Uterchin in the 47. Little Ford versus Toyota. And Richter going to make that pass. Sean Jacobs in the 24 car, running in the 8th position in the Kubota sponsor machine. Trying to eke out a top 10 run. Gordon Carter to the bottom of the 47 car. Gordon Carter running in P9. He's trying to close in on Sean Jacobs. 6 seconds, I believe, or so separate the two of those guys. Maybe not that far. I guess it'd be 0.8 of a second. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Such an amateur, man. Because I think Uterchin might be on pit lane here as Chris Hughes picks up another position. For Uterchin, late race pit stop. He was out there hoping for a caution flag. And stayed out, trying to gain some positions. And now finds himself on pit lane here late in the race. And he's finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Right now shown in P10 in the 47 car. See Bardelli Jr. going by. Bardelli Jr. in the third position. Wind them down. Franco Alvarez extending that lead. 11.2 seconds. He's been flawless here tonight. Bardelli Jr. third. Richter fourth. Hughes in fifth. Gaston LaCourcie, good run here, running in the sixth position. Trying to hold on to P6. Maybe pick up another position. Maybe get a top 5 run in that 3X car. Alvarez starting to roll up on Gaston LaCourcie's machine. See, Bardelli Jr. had signaled to the 47 to go ahead and pass him on the inside. A little communication there over the radio. Claudio Bardelli Jr. realizes he's not racing for position and lets him go. "20 laps to go. Franco Alvarez, a lot can happen in these 20 laps. You know, these guys are going to be racing for every position. Trying to gain every position they can. And Alvarez in a little bit of traffic. You see the guys there racing side by side. LaCourcie, Fedorov, haven't checked on him in a bit. Fedorov running in the 11th position. Lets those guys go, but now Alvarez wedged in between them. A little bit of lap traffic now ahead. LaCourcie just ahead, and LaCourcie's been pretty fast. Alvarez wanting to get around. Trying to open up some more distance. Oh, boy, he almost got into the outside wall. Almost got into the outside wall. Holy Toledo. That 83 car drifted up the track. He was focused on trying to get around the 3X, and he almost got into the outside wall. Dialed it down a notch. Kept himself out of the wall. A lot of trouble there. Getting into the outside wall, beating up the right side of that car. At this point, you want to do something that's going to give the race win to somebody else. And Artur Vieira says, yes, you do. He had it in a NASCAR BR sponsored Chevy. And I mentioned that Alvarez was the race or the points leader. It is actually Claudio Bardelli Jr. Got a 17-point lead over Artur Vieira. Alvarez is actually in fourth. Marizon in third in points. Forgot I didn't even look at the points coming into tonight. Got busy. We can look at Craig Marizon in the 60 car. Got a little bit of a tough back half of this race. Magpul Dynamics sponsor machine. Great Michigan driver here. Not too far away from Michigan International Speedway. Here he is running in the 9th position. Preston Hassel has had some trouble there after a pit stops. He's lost some positions and now back to P12. Not sure what's happened to that Castrol sponsor machine, but he finds himself now back into 12th spot. 3 laps down. Bardelli Jr. and going to let Franco Alvarez go through, is he? Franco Alvarez picking him up and putting him down right now. Lecursi trying to follow Alvarez through, and Gaston Lecursi getting through in the 6th position, and that racing was not for position. So Bardelli Jr. just let those guys go or realize he's not racing them for position. We've had one caution flag here tonight. Early caution flag about lap 10. Since then, green flag. Back here to look at Eugene Fedorov. Fedorov running in the 11th position. We're going to send out our kudos to him, too, by the way, for staying up and racing with us. Said he was so tired, I bulled him a little bit. Coaxed him in to come out and racing with us. He shows up, and here he is. Mixing it up with us. How about that? Eugene Fedorov. Nothing else to do, man. Sleep or go out and play in the snow. Artur Vieira here running in the 2nd position in this 4 car. He's been fast here tonight, but this back half of this race, it looked like Alvarez was a little bit stronger. But he was definitely holding serve in the first half of this race with Alvarez. And this is the type of driver right here. I mean, he can get into anything and drive. And I've said this before. I've raced with him in different mods, different sims. I shouldn't say it's different sims, but different mods. So we've raced, GT3s and DTM cars, stock cars, Indy cars. This guy can just flat out get into anything and make it competitive. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes there. He's no nonsense. He doesn't say a lot on the radio. He just gets out and gets some laps in. And really a great race car driver. Alvarez does a lot of paint schemes here for us in the Buschwackers Series with 5 laps to go. A lot of paint schemes. Does a great job. He just loves painting the templates in this mod, and we have certainly been the benefactors. He loves this mod. He loves the series. He loves High Octane Racing League racing here with us. And, man, he has really contributed a lot to our race league in this series. He's even painted some trucks for us as well. And here he is closing in on Chris Hughes, trying to pick up or get around lap car. Chris Hughes running in the 5th position. Looking at a late race pass here. This battle is for position. The 60 car and the 56. Craig Marazon and Gordon Carter racing for position. And Gordon Carter now falling back to the 9th position as Craig Marazon got to pick up a spot. That battle may not be over. So Marazon with a late race pass on Gordon Carter. Two laps to go here for the 83 car. Franco Alvarez. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Across the start finish line, 1 to go. As the 7 car made contact with the wall there coming off the corner. Franco Alvarez now down below the 71 car. Got to be careful here. As the 83 getting by that 71. And Franco Alvarez, a little bit of drifting coming off the corner. He is a little celebration, little early celebration. And this 83, Franco Alvarez, is going to take the win here at Memphis. A great job of Franco Alvarez on getting the win. Put on a clinic today here at Memphis. So another win for Franco Alvarez. I love this sim, Matt. So great job to Franco on getting the win. Good turnout here tonight. And wow, Alvarez put on a clinic, didn't he? So great job to Franco Alvarez on getting the win here in the at Memphis. Fantastic race there for him. And that second half of the race, I mean, after that, the second half of the race was just amazing. It looks like he decided to blow this engine up. Said, I got this. We'll get another engine. So out there on fire. So a great job to Franco. Hot, baby, hot. Let's take a look at the final results here tonight. Great race, man. One caution flag. And Franco Alvarez gets the win. Arthur Vieta finishes in the 2nd position. Claudio Bargelli Jr. finishes in 3rd. Dan Richter, good top 5 run there for him. He finishes in 4th. Chris Hughes in 5th in the 7 car. Gaston Lacurci, another good run there for our new driver, Gaston. He in that 3X finishes in 6th. Sean Jacobs finished in the 7th position. Craig Marazon picks up an 8th place finish. Gordon Carter finishes in 9th. Great battle there, late race battle between Marazon and Carter. Marazon was able to eke out that 8th place finish. Carter will settle for the 9th spot. Dennis Shuchin, good top 10 run there for an early race trouble there. Finishes in 10th. Preston Hassel in that 27 car. Late race issues there for the 27. Finishes in the 11th spot. Eugene Fedorov staying up late with us, baby. Finishes in 12th. Ed Palumbo had a speeding penalty there late in the race and finishes in the 13th position. Gilmar Peixoto, 14th. Steve Pierce finishes in the 15th position. And Chris Harvey finishes in P16. So Franco Alvarez, Memphis win here tonight. And a good run there for him. Man, he was dominating here tonight. We can't move this over just a little bit, get a little centered up there for him. We'll see if we can't get him in the booth with us. All right, we're joined in the booth again with Franco Alvarez. Gets the win again this week, and a good run here at Memphis. He had an early race caution and some pretty tight racing there with Vieira and Bardelli Jr. early on. Talk about the first half of that race for you.
Yeah, Heath, how are you doing? Yeah, man.
Hey, I'm living the dream.
Good for you. Yeah, this was a challenging track for sure. It was eating the right front alive. So yeah, just taking care of it, trying to play for the long run. That's the strength of this 83 Mobile 1 Chevrolet. So yeah, just playing it for the long run, just being extremely patient all day long, trying to not burn the tires, and everything played out perfectly.
Well, look, guys, some guys early on had some trouble with sort of corner entry, which affected that corner exit and getting into the outside wall. Were you concerned when you were making some passes that guys were, maybe going to bounce off the wall and make contact with you and potentially take you out of the running to get a race win?
I was not, because at corner exit I was giving as much space as possible, and I was also checking my radar and my mirrors. So in case they bounce off the wall, I was prepared to take some evasive action.
Well, we had some all green flag pit stops except for that one that early caution flag. And, you stayed out there quite a while. While those other guys, I think, Bardelli and Vieira had pitted earlier. Were you thinking there, hey, man, just got, make sure you maintain speed here. Don't speed on pit lane, because you really kind of had it in the bag there with the, 8-9 second lead there on that last run.
Yeah, I stayed out for two reasons. The first one, in case of a caution, because I didn't want to pit before the big pack before them, so in case of a caution I wasn't trapped a lap down. And also I knew I had a buffer to Arthur. I had a cushion, so even if he gained like 4 or 5 seconds on me, I will still have 5 or 6 brand new tires compared to him, so I will have better pace to the end of the race, so I wasn't concerned about it.
Well, there was some pretty good battling there between you and Vieira and Bardelli, and we've seen that so many times. I mean, those guys have so much talent. You got to be on your game to be able to hold those guys off. You got another race win here in the Buschwackers Series, and next week we've got North Wilkesboro. You talked a little bit about that in the practice session. What's your thoughts coming in next week?
I am extremely excited for next week. I love North Wilkesboro. I have won almost every time we're there, so I really look forward to it. This 83 Mobile 1 Chevrolet got 4th win in a row. Looking forward for the 5th. We never got this far, so yeah, really looking forward to keep the streak alive and still hunting the championship. I know it's a long shot still, but we're making ground.
Well, congratulations, another win here in Memphis. What a fantastic race it was, too. Definitely have to put this one back on the schedule, I think, and see that this track come up again. It was some fun racing, great side-by-side racing, and Alvarez, you're getting the win again. So, and I want to say thank you, too, by the way, for all the work you've done in painting paint schemes for us and getting us some great-looking cars out there. Really second to none, man.
I mean, it's a pleasure to paint cars for the league. That's my way to help. And yeah, as I said before, I personally love this place. I love Memphis, so I'm really looking forward to race here again in the future. And yeah, looking forward for next week. It should be, I don't know if it's going to be as good or better, but it should be a big show next week. Great track. You can race on the bottom, on the top. You have options, so it should be a really, really fun race. And I want to dedicate this win to Sean for what happens this week. So yeah, really looking forward for next week.
All right. Hey, man, congratulations, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for coming up here in the booth with us.
I hope so. See you next week.
That's Franco Alvarez joining us up here in the booth. How about that CeeLo? On the go with CeeLo joining us. Oh, my gosh. Man, I feel like Aerosmith right now, man. I can't believe it. This guy's a legend. He has a great channel there. If you're really interested in watching some sporting events and chatting, this guy does a great job. Man, I watched the World Series through him, through your channel. That was awesome, man. Just happened on that channel, and man, what a fantastic job you do, and a service that you're providing the folks who want to watch, who may not have be able to watch it live and so forth. You can watch it on, I don't even remember what that was, sort of like a game cast or something like that. It was pretty amazing. So good to see CeeLo in here joining us. Really appreciate that. As I said, next week we will be at North Wilkesboro for a 135 lap race. That's a great short track. And then on December the 20th, we'll be at Toledo Speedway. Daytona International, a Frosty 200 on December the 27th. That's a special event. It'll be giving away a $25 Steam gift card to the race winner, and then 2 random draws for $25 Steam gift cards there. And it's our annual, it's a regular points event. It's a little bit longer race. It's an 80-lap race versus a 70-lap race at Daytona. And that, of course, will be broadcast live here on TurnLeftTV. And then California Speedway finishing out the season. They're a 90-lap race on January the 3rd. If we make it through New Year's Eve, huh? Tomorrow night, we'll be at North Wilkesboro. I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and race the Cup Series. The Saturday Night Thunder, man. I've been part of this Saturday Night Thunder in the High Octane Racing League since 2001. And race number 6 of this season, North Wilkesboro 150-lap race. That is a tough track. So Cup Series, come on out and join us. The QR code, or actually the little Discord server there, code. You can join us on Discord. There's a QR code on the banner as well if you'd like to join our Discord server. High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks. A little fun racing right now until we figure out when we're going to go back live with the regular season. Coming up on December the 10th, we'll be at Texas Motor Speedway. Gordon Carter won the race this last time, and he chose the track. So it's Texas coming up on Tuesday, December the 10th. A 100-lap race. Texas is going to be fun, man. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, you want to host your website, your online store, EliteHostingUSA.com is the place to be. That's who our hosts are. Website here at HighOctaneRacing.net. There's a quick link to our Discord server there as well if you'd like to join us. So join us over there at HighOctaneRacing.net. I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, smash the subscribe button, and massage the bell. That's going to do it for me tonight, boys and girls. I'll see you next time. I am out of here.